You know, in most industrial plants, the HVAC system is kind of treated like an afterthought, right? It's just a utility that's supposed to work in the background. But what if that same system was secretly one of your biggest risks? Or, and this is the exciting part, what if it could be your greatest competitive advantage? Today, we're going to dig into how you can flip your climate control from a potential liability into a powerful engine for your success. So let's just cut right to the chase. Ask yourself this: is your current HVAC system actively boosting your productivity and protecting your products? Or is it kind of like a silent saboteur, just quietly chipping away at your profits, exposing you to risks you might not even be aware of? Honestly, the answer to that question could be the difference between a good year and a great one. And that really gets to the heart of the problem. See, the dangers of a badly designed system are often invisible, right up until the moment they become a massive, expensive problem. And we're not just talking about keeping your employees comfortable here. We are talking about tangible, bottom-line consequences that absolutely show up on your balance sheet. And look, that is not an exaggeration. A single miscalculation in something like airflow, humidity, or temperature can spiral into contaminated batches, failed quality audits, and just costly product loss. These aren't just minor hiccups. They are significant financial hits that can completely derail your production goals. So the big question is, how do you get out from under that risk and turn it into a real advantage? Well, it all starts with a fundamental change in how you think about it. It's about seeing your climate control not as just another utility bill, but as a proactive, performance-enhancing strategy for your entire operation. And this is where a concept WCSIPL calls engineered performance comes in. It's a total game changer. This means your HVAC system is custom built to solve your industry's unique challenges. It's not about just installing some off-the-shelf equipment. It's about engineering an environment that actively works to make your business safer, more efficient, and, at the end of the day, more profitable. Okay, so theory is great, but results are what really count, right? So let's take a look at how this whole idea of engineered performance actually plays out in some of the toughest industrial environments out there, places where the stakes are incredibly high. All right, let's start with the food industry. Here, hygiene is everything. Contamination, mold, spoilage, any of these can wipe out an entire production run. The solution isn't just more cooling, it's all about precision engineering. For instance, think about a dairy plant that was able to slash its product rejection rate. How? By implementing controlled air pressure zones, a really smart solution that literally creates an invisible barrier, blocking airborne contaminants from getting into sensitive areas. Now, let's jump over to a heavy industrial setting, maybe a fabrication unit. In a place like that, you're constantly fighting against heat, dust, and fumes, and those things directly impact your workers' health and, just as importantly, their productivity. The right solution isn't just about blowing more air around. It's about engineering a cleaner, cooler, safer workspace where your team can actually perform at their peak, and that leads to real, measurable increases in your output. And what about the pharmaceutical world? While here, there's absolutely zero room for error. The quality and stability of a product are directly tied to maintaining exact temperatures. Even a tiny deviation can make an entire expensive batch completely worthless. That's why high-reliability process cooling isn't just a nice-to-have, it's non-negotiable. It guarantees the consistency you need to protect your product's integrity from start to finish. We see a very similar story in packaging, where the silent enemy is moisture. Get the humidity level wrong, and your materials can start to warp or deform. That leads straight to product rejections and costly downtime on your packaging lines. So, advanced humidity control, it's not just a feature, it's really an insurance policy that protects both your product and your packaging materials. Okay, so having the right design is absolutely critical, but trying to actually execute a complex industrial project without it turning into a total nightmare of delays and coordination problems, well, that's another beast entirely. And this is where an integrated, turnkey approach becomes a true game changer. So what is a turnkey MEP solution? Simply put, it means all of your critical infrastructure, that's your mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, is handled by a single accountable partner. So instead of you having to juggle multiple vendors and basically act as a project manager, one team designs and executes the whole thing as one unified system. This just eliminates countless headaches and points of failure and makes the whole process so much smoother for you. And the process itself just makes sense. It all starts with an integrated design, where every system is engineered to work together perfectly from day one. Then, the execution is streamlined because you have a single point of contact. That means no more finger pointing between contractors, no more blame games, no more costly delays. And the end result? You get a fully optimized, holistic system that performs better and, crucially, costs you less to operate in the long run. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty clear. Your HVAC system should not be a source of risk. It should be a strategic asset that actively protects and actually enhances your business. It really is time to partner with an expert who can engineer your facility's environment for your specific success. And honestly, this quote says it all. The goal here isn't just about installing equipment. It's about creating the exact physical environment your operation needs to thrive, to be more productive, and to become more profitable. So if you're ready to stop worrying about your facility's environment and start using it as a real competitive advantage, you should get in touch with the team at WCSIPL. All of their contact information is right there on your screen now. Don't leave your success to chance. Thanks so much for your time.